Hey everybody, Jason here from GHL Pro. Today I just wanted to do a little bit of behind the scenes of actually building out some colors and images and things for a site that we're working on. You probably have been following along with our journey on this Katy Concrete site. This is the stuff that takes a bit more time, so this is going to be a bit longer video, but I do want to show you just some of the thought process, some of the ways that I go and edit the site. So I'm going to show you the stuff like changing colors, changing fonts, changing the form that people fill out, colors on that, showing you where we go and get images if we don't have any, so that kind of stuff. So let me shift over to the site and I'll show you. So this is, I'm going to show you an older version. I've been messing around with this, but now that we're here, I want to show you what we started with, which was, let's just go with yesterday or day before. So this looks like the oldest version. So I'll show you what it was before, and then I'll show you the building blocks of what I did here. So you can see we have this brown header, we have green button, we have this big 15% off thing with a smaller phone number. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be changed on this. We're going to do a lot of it today on this video, just really quickly, and I'll just show you the difference. So this is what I started with today, and then this is where I am right now. So you can see a bit more of a red, white, and blue theme that we're going for. A lot of the Texas sites that we've looked at for comparison have that red, white, and blue feel. So that's why we're going with that. So I just want to make sure my screen is sharing. Cool. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what I changed on here. You can see these button colors. Something on the form here is red. I moved these to be more in alignment and just cleaned up the page. This is our front page, so the landing page that people go on. And part of what I did in the research of this is just going through, like this site has a red, white, and blue. It's Texas Concrete, red, white, and blue feel, and I found a few others. And the way that I get the color codes, you can see the little crosshairs right there. There's a Chrome plugin called Color Pick Eyedropper. There's probably a bunch of others. I've had this for years, so it's just a Chrome extension that I add to this. And then if I tap on this, it'll give me this little crosshairs. Let me get it. There we go. This little crosshairs. And then anytime I hover over a color and click it, it will tell me what color that is. So it's a pretty handy tool. If I see like a shade of blue or something that I really like, I can just copy this, what's called hex code, and then I'll show you where to put that into HighLevel. Let's see, this is another page I was looking at, just layouts. I don't love the color or anything. This is ranking pretty high on Google right now. So I just wanted to see a bit of a layout that they have as well. So you see the three boxes here with services and some images, a lot of text, and then quote forms here. What's interesting too is they have a phone number and a get my quote, which if I click on this, it brings me to a specifically, so this is like the main quote page for everything. So bit of a mix of these. I'm not totally copying or duplicating these, but just to get a kind of feel for what they do, especially with color schemes and things. Wanetah and I talked a good bit, and we wanted to make sure that ours was light, but also had that red, white, and blue American feel to it, especially in Texas. So Texas and American feel. So that's where we started going towards this direction. I haven't shown her this yet, so we'll see what she thinks. Obviously, these images aren't amazing, so I'm going to build some imagery shortly as well. And show you again, I'll show you older version here where we were. So brown, green, I think it's okay, but I think I do agree with the red, white, and blue side of it. So part of what we did, let's just restore one of these older versions and I'll show you a few different ways that I would change colors and things like that. So let me find one here. I can't see the number here, so let me just see which one it is. It's probably this. Yeah. So if I just publish this or restore the version, now if I click, and that's a new feature, I talked about it on an older video, is that you can restore older versions, which is really cool and really helpful if you're midway through your work and you haven't totally built this thing out. It's a great way to have a work in progress, but not actually publish it. So if I hit publish right now, this would be live. But right now, the live site is my close to finished work. I still have to change some images out. Right now, this is what's live. But if I hit publish, it would instantly make this older version live. So I'll just show you a little bit of what I did here. One thing we talked about on a previous video is creating global sections. So that's something where if you make an edit to that, every other instance of that throughout your website is going to change as well. So I'll show you a bit about that, which is what we need to do is add a new full width area here, but we're just going to go into global sections, and then I'm going to do concrete header, drop it in here. And you can see it's already the blue that I changed before. But now if I make, and I can delete this. So now this is what's on here. But if I make any changes to this at all, I'll show you. Say that's the wrong phone number. It was actually 99889. If I hit save, it's going to give me a warning saying you've made changes to a global section which can affect other pages. Are you sure you want to edit this? So I'm going to say no because I don't want to change that on all my other pages, but you get the idea. So it's really a time saver because then you don't have to go in and make changes to every single page. So as we're learning this process, we're cleaning it up. Moving forward, as we build new sites, we'll start building global sections for the header, the footer, and maybe other spots like this frequently asked questions part, stuff like that, so that we don't have to duplicate that over and over again. Next thing is I already had a call to action button here, so I didn't necessarily want to have another one immediately below that. So I deleted this and shrunk this down a bit. So if you tap in here, the margin and padding, I can do like, let's do 50, or let's do 100, see what that does. Cool. Can make the font a little bigger. Something cool that I just found out as well. I don't know if this has been like this for a while, but it's been a pain to have to edit the font on the desktop and then the mobile as well. So if you'll notice, this little icon here it changes every time I switch back and forth. Changes to mobile view, changes to desktop view. So it just makes it easy to where here I'm just editing the font size of the desktop view. But then if I hit the mobile side, I can go down here and drop this down, and it should retain. Let me see if I make myself a light. Yeah, so it retains the desktop view of 84, but the mobile view, it shrunk down to 59 or whatever I want it to be. So that is starting to save a lot of time too. Here, I need this button to be that red that I have up here. So again, I'm going to use my color picker and just pick that color and then copy it. And I'm going to go down to this button and background color. Now I already saved it here. I'll show you how to create a new one in a second. So if you don't see a color that you want or you've used that color picker, you click this that says didn't find your color, add a custom new one. You click that, paste the hex code in here, and then I'll call it Katie Red or something, just so I know it's for that site. Hit add color. Now it knows that color is already on there because it's already here. So let me just change the hex code slightly, hit add color, and now I have that. And that'll stay throughout the funnel build here. Some other things I was playing around with, I think for right now, I don't have any reviews. So I just deleted this. And our team, we don't have a team yet, so deleted that. And here I made the 3 columns instead of that long thing. So I made it a little nicer here, in my opinion. You guys might not like this. One thing I'm going to do is change the background image of this to that blue that I had. So I call this Texas blue, just so I know. Now you notice that caused a problem here because my font is dark now, so I can't see it. So I just got to go through here and do the bold text as white, and then just the regular text as white. I can make the buttons my text is red. Oh, that's the font color. Let me change that back to white. The button, I need to go up here and make that red. And I just do the same thing over and over again here. Now you notice we've used a template for kitchen remodels and bathroom remodels instead of concrete. So we're going to be going and changing a lot of the images here, but I'm just giving you the play-by-play of what I did to get the site where it is right now. So we're going to change the button color one more time here. And let's see, let's do one more here because we only have 3 so far. So color, bold color. If you never are wondering why if you click over here and it doesn't change the font, it's probably because it's bold or italic. They allow you to change the colors depending on how that is. So if I made all this italic, you could see, and I made it blue, it'll do that. But if I change it back to regular, then you can see it doesn't keep that blue. So I need to go in and edit the font here, font color here. And then one more time, we'll change our button color. And you get faster and faster at this as you do it. This one I'm going to delete for now. None of these are going to stay the way they are anyway. Next thing I need to do is create a 3-column row here so I can drag these in. So I'm going to drag this up and they'll just fit in their little boxes here. So if you didn't know how to organize your pictures and things, that's how it goes. Okay. And then one more for the button. It's a little tedious, but I've built websites a lot of other ways, and this drag and drop stuff is for me for sure. You guys might find another way you like to do this, but this is very easy for me, and it's like meditation for me. I like to sit here just in silence and edit sites sometimes. Or if I'm sounding like Bob Ross, like happy little trees. So do this. And one thing you got to be mindful of too is there's a lot of different boxes inside of boxes, right? So this was a purple box and there was a blue box inside of that and then an orange box. So you can see purple or light or like lavender. Then there's probably blue somewhere in there. If you slide really slowly, you can see it. Anyway, so the orange is the actual element, which is what we're trying to drag. So if I try to drag the blue side, it's going to be a lot harder and it's not going to be perfect. So anyway, you just want to do the orange because that's the actual elements, the text or the image or the headline. Okay. And then this. You can also change things around without having to drag them by these little arrows. So if I hit this down arrow, it just swaps place with the thing that's above it. So that's pretty cool too. And then now I have this empty box, so I just need to delete this and that will remove that. So that's that. So now I'm getting similar to where I had here. Now I have this brown, so I want to make this that Texas blue color that I had. And I think we're good with that. I do want to take this off, this 15% off thing. It's just big and ugly right now. And then I'm going to make the font size of this a bit bigger. I think I also added a phone number up to the top. Yep. So I'm going to copy that. And then here I can just duplicate this little square over a square thing, paste it in here, and we're good. And then again, the up arrow thing, so I'll switch those. Maybe I'll make that a little smaller, and that too. All this is trial and error for me. There's some of you out here who are much better builders than me, but this is, I think, pretty good for taking 5 minutes to do. So if we hit save, you can see I made global changes to a header, or a section. So I'm not going to save this ultimately because I've already completed, but that's pretty much it. One thing I do want to show you here is this map is obviously not our map. We're in Katy, Texas. This is just showing kind of an image of New York. So I can do one of two things. I can either go to Google Maps, take a screenshot of Katy, Texas, or I'll show you a quick little embed thing that I found that is really cool too. So let me get all that situated here. Okay, so I found this Google Maps iframe generator thing, which is pretty cool. If you just Google that, mapsy.ie, I don't know anything about it other than that I just found it and it's pretty cool. So my business name, I'm just going to do Katy Concrete Service. And then we don't have an address for this yet. So I'm just going to do Katy, Texas. Then it's going to ask me how close of a zoom do I want. You can also do different types of map here. So that's pretty cool too. Let's just do this one for now. And we'll do zoom out to 2 kilometers. Okay, drag it over a bit. And then I can copy this code here. So when I copy this code, I'm going to go back to our site. You can see, I'll save this in here so you can see the difference here. But if I hit this plus arrow, then I'm going to do code. And then I click on this. Over here, I'm going to do open code editor. And then paste the code in there, hit save. And now that code is saved in there. We can't see it right now, but there is a quick little thing that HighLevel added. You can do preview custom codes up here. And when you do that, it will display anything that has code in it. You can see now our map is embedded in here, which is really cool. I could also just go to Google Maps, take a screenshot. So let me just show you that version, maps.google.com. I'll zoom out to Katy, take a little screenshot of it, and then go back to my builder. And here, I'll tap on the image. I'll hit, wow, I think I just discovered something new. So I'm going to show you that in a minute too. Okay, so I can do this. I didn't realize that this was an actual map, which is cool. I didn't even know that was built into HighLevel. So I discover stuff all the time. HighLevel does so many cool things. So I'm going to do image just to complete this thought here. And then I'm going to upload from media library, upload file. And I'm going to take the screenshot of what I just had there and double click it. So now I have the map here. I also have this embedded map, which is from that Mapsy software I just showed you, maps.ie. But what I just realized, which I had no idea, is that this New York thing is actually a map. So if we do one more element here, I promise I'll clean all this up in a minute. If I hit map, let's see, you can just tap this. It's going to default to New York again. But then I'm going to open search box. I'm going to put Katy, Texas. Yes, save. Now, bam. So that's better than all of the other versions. So we just discovered something. So I'll take the image out that I created. I'll take that Mapsy thing. So you don't need to do that, even though at least now. And now look at that. We have a map built into our site. Pretty dang cool. That is that. Let me show you a little bit on the image side where I get images and where we're going to add a few images here. And then we'll wrap up. Okay, so here we are inside of Midjourney. This is inside of a Discord server. And then if you don't know what Midjourney is, it's an AI generated image place that you can just build really cool images. I've tried the image builder in HighLevel. That's where we actually got a lot of the images that we already have. It's pretty dang good, but it's not as good as Midjourney yet. So, and they use, I believe they're pulling in from DALL-E, which is Google's. So, not sure all that stuff, but basically, I found that Midjourney is by far the best right now that I've used. So the way that we do this, I have a whole bunch of videos on how to actually use Midjourney and all that on the channel as well. But just to shortcut this, I'm going to just go and do it here. So we do / imagine, that starts the generator. And then you just describe what you want. So you can see I've already done a few of these. So I'll do a long concrete driveway in front of a beautiful Texas home. And then you add more description. I like to do photorealistic, 4K, and that's the same prompt I used up here, but let's just see what we get. This typically takes maybe 30 seconds or so to generate. You'll start seeing it working in a moment. You can see right now it says 0%. Eventually it will start processing and we'll see, and then you see it forming the images here, which is really cool. To start, it makes them square. I'll show you some ways we can make these wider or longer, um, but it's really cool, and the images are incredible. Okay, so here we are. We have 4 images to choose from. If I didn't like any of these, I can just hit regenerate. If I did like it or I wanted to see it bigger, I could hit these U's. So this is divided into quadrants: 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this U means upscale, make it bigger. So upscale 1, upscale 2, upscale 3, upscale 4. If I liked one, but I thought it needed to be just a little bit different, I could do V, which is variation. So variation 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's just say I like 1. So let's upscale that. If I click on it, you can see it looks like a nice concrete driveway. Obviously, it's got some lines in it, so I don't know if people would like that or not, but we'll go with it for now. I'll do open in browser, and then I'll drag that down so you guys can see. I have a couple monitors here I'm working with. Not sure where it went. Let me try it again. Oh, it's probably behind this. That's what's happening. Okay, so here is the actual image. You can see it looks pretty good. It looks a little fake, but just to give you guys an example here, I'll right click, save image as, and I'm going to do Katy concrete driveway. Hit save. Then here we are, and we're going to just replace this image just for now so you can see. Go in and upload from media library, find the image that I had, and then double click this, and now this image is going to get swapped out, and we can do this for all of these different services. Now down here, I'm going to change this to different services that this company offers. So I'll show you where we're going to get those titles in a second, but I would just save and go there. So let me get our editor back up. Okay, so in here are all of the pages that we've built so far. You can see the titles of the pages: residential patio, concrete driveways, concrete pool decks, decorative and stamped concrete. So I'm just going to pull a few images in from Midjourney for these different titles, and we'll see what we get. So let's try decorative and stamped concrete. I don't know what that will get us, but let's just see what we get. So we're back here in Midjourney. We do / imagine. So decorative and stamped concrete, realistic. Okay. And let's just see what we get. If you're wondering, Midjourney costs anywhere from $10 and up. This is a $10 plan because we weren't using it as much, but we, for a long time, were on the $30 per month plan, which gives you unlimited generations. It's well worth it, especially if you're doing a lot of different projects and you can regenerate images faster and things like that. So this is cool. We'll see what we get here. So I don't know if this is what actual decorative and stamped concrete looks like. I guess I should have looked that up first, but get the idea. Let's regenerate, and then we'll look at some examples on Google real quick. And this, again, is all a work in progress. We'll probably continue to change images out over time, but this is putting the final little pieces on here. So, and we'll look at images. Okay, so it's more of like this pattern stuff, which is along the lines of what we got. That's pretty similar to what we pulled up. So yeah, I could see it's like that brick type look, even though this is all concrete or stone tiles. Okay, so now I have a better idea. So we can just go back, see what we got from Midjourney, and then we'll wrap this thing up here. Cool, so let's just upscale this number 1 for now. Open in browser. I'm going to save that to my computer and decorate to Katie, concrete, decorative, and stamped concrete. Hit save. And we'll go back to our main page here that we were editing and make this decorative and stamped concrete. Change this image. Okay, you can see it's square, so I promised you I'd show you how to make it different shapes as well, so I'll do that in just a second. But that is pretty cool. And then here, we can use the AI built into HighLevel. So we just click it, and then you see this little robot guy. Generate with AI. Stamped concrete work. Length of content, small, professional. Generate. Let's see what we get. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's just meh. So we'll see what we get here. To save the time of me having to do it, awesome. And if we don't like what we get here, oftentimes we'll use ChatGPT as well, which we get some really good information from there, and we can do more and more of these quicker. But to have it built into a website builder and email and all that stuff built into HighLevel, I'm really happy with the abilities, and it's only getting better and better every day. The imagery by far has made huge leaps and bounds from when it first came out. I was like, this is almost unusable, but that's the HighLevel way, is creating something that is just the skateboard method and then moving up as you go. Awesome. So it basically made way too much content, even though I put small. So I'm going to do generate new content. I'm going to do custom character length of, let's do 100. Hit generate one more time. Okay, so that works. It's probably still a little bit too long. Let's try one more time with, let's do 40. Oh, let's see, has to be a minimum of 50. There we go. So let's hit copy, continue, and you can see there it is. So that's pretty cool. And then I'll go back to Midjourney one more time. I'll show you the images and how to make different shapes. So let's do the same thing that we did. So we do / imagine, then we paste that in. Then we do dash, that kind of gives it special instructions. I do AR, which means aspect ratio. And then I do, for a wide image, I do 3:2. There's other ways to do this too, but this is just how I do it. 3:2. Cool, so you can see how it now made wide images. So if I liked any of these, like number 3, I could do upscale 3. And now it's upscaled that image, and I could then save it and put it on my website there. So that's that. Let me get back to our builder here one more time. So that is just the basics of cleaning this thing up, making it the red, white, and blue feel, how we change the colors and sizes of fonts, how we found some images to put in, and we put a map in. We discovered together that you can now do maps inside of HighLevel. Maybe that's been there for a long time. I never knew about it. So we learned something new together here. And other than that, we're going to do a deep dive in a future video on how to really soup this thing up, add AI, add chat widgets, all that kind of cool stuff to really make this thing work. And on that video, we're going to submit the site to Google to hopefully start getting some initial rankings. So all exciting stuff. I appreciate all of you for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon on the next video. Thanks.